Good evening and welcome, friends, to this Tuesday 7 p.m. biggest story tonight. A lot of activity happening on the political scene in the country. Prime Minister speaking in Uttarakhand and Rajasthan, taking on Rahul Gandhi's "this nation would burn" comments, hitting back at this attitude of entitlement of the Congress party. First day when the Aam Aadmi Party got some relief over the last year and a half of the Liquorgate probe, with the Supreme Court giving bail to Sanjay Singh, Aam Aadmi Party leader, and other stories. But our focus essentially on the rift widening between the INDI partners, Congress and the Communist parties on the left, over the issue of Rahul Gandhi contesting in Wayanad. That's going to be our focus. Let's begin with the headlines first. Prime Minister counters Rahul in an unrelenting attack, throws chun chun ke saaf kar do dare. Mega AAP versus BJP face-off over Liquorgate. Atishi repeats Operation Lotus charge. BJP hits back. Supreme Court grants bail to Sanjay Singh. AAP puts aspersions on probe, says no money trail found yet. Cracks in India alliance. Widens as Widens slams Rahul's Wayanad candidature. Supreme Court pulls up Ramdev yet again over alleged misleading advertisements, says be ready to face action. Welcome again, friends. Kerala Chief Minister Wijan criticized Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for contesting local elections in Wayanad in Kerala, where any Raja of the Communist Party of India is a candidate from the left. Vijayan's CPIM, the Congress and the CPI are all part of the opposition INDI bloc, nationally speaking. Vijayan accused the Congress, India's main opposition party, of unreliability and said Gandhi is challenging the LDF, which governs Kerala, by entering the fray in Wayanad instead of doing it in a constituency where the Congress should be challenging the BJP. The Congress also was left a bit red-faced after PFI linked or affiliated SDPI. The political wing of PFI came out and gave unilateral support to the Congress-led UDF alliance, effectively SDPI supporting Rahul Gandhi's candidature in Wayanad. But that's another aspect of the Wayanad fight. But let's first listen in to what Pinarayi Vijayan said on Rahul Gandhi's candidature from Wayanad in Kerala.
No, the CPM and the Congress are partners in the INDI alliance. This is wherever there is an INDI alliance partner with the Congress, they are always in a fight with the Congress, squabbling. There is no political fight. There is a squabble going on about who has more of seats and who are more tough. No, the CPM and the Congress are partners in the INDI alliance. This is wherever there is an INDI alliance partner with the Congress, they are always in a fight with the Congress, squabbling. There is no political fight. There is a squabble going on about who has more of seats and who are more tough.
इनअप्रोप्रिएट का मतलब कि थोड़ा अटपटा लगता है। उसके दो तीन कारण हैं। पहली बात तो ये है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी ये दावा कर रही है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के खिलाफ जो संयुक्त संघर्ष है उसका नेतृत्व वो कर रहे हैं। तो जो उनके सबसे बड़े नेता हैं वो केरला में क्यों चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं, जहाँ पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी से लड़ाई है ही नहीं। उनको लड़ाई लड़नी चाहिए उत्तर प्रदेश से, जहाँ सबसे बड़ा गढ़ है भारतीय जनता पार्टी का, और वहाँ अगर वो परास्त करते हैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी के दिग्गजों को तो उसका बहुत बड़ा असर पड़ेगा। तो ये जो है उनको सोचना चाहिए कि वायनाड से लड़ करके वो क्या संदेश दे रहे हैं। क्या वो अपने आप को लोकतंत्र बचाने की इस बड़ी लड़ाई के नेता साबित कर रहे हैं वायनाड से लड़ करके? ये तो उनको सोचना चाहिए।
All right, with all this attack coming in from all quarters, from the left in Kerala, from the BJP in Kerala. We had Rajiv Chandrasekhar and Subhasini Ali. But the Congress party obviously has to back Rahul Gandhi's candidature. Let's try to understand what's going on in the Congress party's mind facing this attack from one of their important ally.
राहुल गांधी एक बहुत ही जिम्मेदारी भरी पहला चुनाव के 5 साल उन्होंने वायनाड की जनता की सेवा की, उनका प्यार पाया है, विश्वास पाया है, उसको निरंतरता देने के लिए दोबारा वहां चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं, जो जायज है, वाजिब है, उचित है। वो वायनाड को धोखा नहीं दे सकते। वायनाड की जनता ने उन्हें बेइंतहा प्यार दिया है।
All right, you got the facts on how the left and the Congress are slugging it out insofar as Rahul Gandhi's candidature from Wayanad is Kerala is concerned. It's going to be our focus of debate at 8 p.m. also. Be back for that. But moving on for now, during his campaign rally in Rajasthan, Prime Minister Modi took potshots at the Congress for putting their personal interests instead of the nation's first. He also slammed Rahul Gandhi over his the nation would burn comment that he had made from the Ramleela grounds during the Sunday protest rally of opposition. Listening to some of the scathing attacks fired by Prime Minister Modi earlier in the day.
देश की मजबूती के लिए खड़े हैं और जयपुर का जलवा तो मैंने कुछ दिन पहले जब फ्रांस के राष्ट्रपति यहां आए थे, पूरी दुनिया ने जयपुर का मिजाज देखा। साथियों, 2019 में मेरी राजस्थान की पहली चुनावी सभा भी ढूंढाड़ से ही शुरू हुई थी। अब 2024 में भी इसी क्षेत्र से चुनावी सभा की शुरुआत हो रही है और मैं देख रहा हूं आप सबने भी निर्णय कर लिया है। फिर एक बार साथियों, 24 के इस चुनाव में देश की सियासत फिर 2 खेमों में बंटी नजर आ रही है। आज एक तरफ राष्ट्र प्रथम का संकल्प लेकर चलने वाली भाजपा है, तो दूसरी तरफ देश को लूटने के मौके तलाशने वाली कांग्रेस पार्टी है। आज एक और देश को परिवार मानने वाले, देश को परिवार मानने वाली भाजपा है, तो दूसरी ओर अपने परिवार को देश से बड़ा मानने वाली कांग्रेस है। आज एक और दुनिया में भारत का गौरव बढ़ाने वाली भाजपा है, तो दूसरी ओर विदेश में जाकर भारत को गाली देने वाली कांग्रेस है। ऐसी देश विरोधी परिवारवादी ताकतों के खिलाफ राजस्थान हमेशा ढाल बनकर के खड़ा रहा है। राजस्थान ने 2014 में बीजेपी को 25 की 25 सीटें दी थी। राजस्थान ने 2019 में भी एनडीए को 25 की 25 सीटें दी थी और अब 2024 में भी राजस्थान 25 की 25 सीटें देने का फैसला कर चुका है। पूरा राजस्थान कह रहा है 4 जून 4 जून 4 जून 4 जून साथियों 2024 का ये लोकसभा चुनाव कोई सामान्य चुनाव नहीं है। ये चुनाव विकसित राजस्थान और विकसित भारत के संकल्प का चुनाव है। ये चुनाव भारत को दुनिया की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बनाने के लिए है। ये चुनाव भ्रष्टाचार को जड़ से उखाड़ फेंकने के लिए है। ये चुनाव आत्मनिर्भर भारत के सपने को पूरा करने के लिए है। ये चुनाव किसानों की समृद्धि के संकल्प का चुनाव है। ये चुनाव घर घर नल से जल पहुंचाने का चुनाव है। लेकिन भाइयों बहनों, कांग्रेस और उसका इंडी गठबंधन देश के लिए नहीं बल्कि अपने स्वार्थ के लिए चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं। ये पहला ऐसा चुनाव है जिसमें परिवारवादी पार्टियां अपने परिवार को बचाने के लिए रैली पर रैली करते जा रहे हैं। ये पहला ऐसा चुनाव है जिसमें सारे भ्रष्टाचारी मिलकर भ्रष्टाचार पर कार्रवाई रोकने के लिए रैली कर रहे हैं। मैं कहता हूं भ्रष्टाचार हटाओ। वो कहते हैं भ्रष्टाचारी बचाओ। आप मुझे बताइए, भ्रष्टाचार जाना चाहिए कि नहीं जाना चाहिए? भ्रष्टाचार खत्म होना चाहिए कि नहीं होना चाहिए? भ्रष्टाचारियों को सजा मिलनी चाहिए कि नहीं मिलनी चाहिए? वो कहते हैं भ्रष्टाचारियों को बचाओ, मोदी कहता है भ्रष्टाचार हटाओ।
Well, breaking news coming in, we learned that the Enforcement Directorate has filed a reply before the Delhi High Court opposing the plea by the Delhi Chief Minister challenging his arrest. Remember, day before yesterday, Delhi court had sent the Delhi Chief Minister to judicial custody for 14 days. Arvind Kejriwal happens to be inside Tihar jail because of that, and subsequently we had seen the Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal, moving a petition in the Delhi High Court seeking his release from arrest and custody. The ED has now filed its reply, as is the procedure, obviously opposing the petition and saying that according to them, Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin of the Liquorgate probe, and the probe is progressing in a direction where the agency has succeeded in collecting a lot of material on Arvind Kejriwal. The agency, remember, also had said during the remand proceedings that the Delhi Chief Minister has not been very cooperative, that he is evasive in his replies, that he has not given the right answers, that when confronted with the facts like the testimony of Vijay Nair and others, Arvind Kejriwal in some instances feigned ignorance. In other cases, he transferred the responsibility to many of his cabinet colleagues, including Atishi and Saurabh Bharadwaj. For example, when asked whether Vijay Nair reported to him, Arvind Kejriwal has told the agency, according to the remand note, that he said that no, Vijay Nair used to report to Atishi and Saurabh Bharadwaj and not to him, even if he was working from the Chief Minister's camp office. All those details there in the ED remand note and this reply. But let's go to Shravan Sen. He's closely tracking the case for the last year and a half since it's been going on. Shravan, what can you share about the ED reply opposing the petition made by the Delhi Chief Minister in the Delhi High Court challenging his arrest and hence release from judicial custody?
Well, in fact, a counter affidavit has now been filed by the Enforcement Directorate. In fact, Abhishek, we have just accessed the counter affidavit that has been filed by the Enforcement Directorate. It is of 266 pages. While we haven't been able to peruse through all the pages of this counter affidavit, but just a cursory look at the counter affidavit, they've essentially relied on the investigation that has been carried out so far. In fact, there is a section within the counter affidavit which basically puts across the details of the alleged role of the Chief Minister vis-a-vis the policy formulation. In fact, if I'm to quote from this particular counter affidavit, in which the Enforcement Directorate is calling Arvind Kejriwal the kingpin of the liquor scam. In fact, they go on to indicate the fact that they have been able to record the statement of various witnesses, particularly Magunta Reddy, apart from that Buchi Babu and several others, in which they're clearly stating that as far as policy formulation is concerned, Arvind Kejriwal played a crucial role. In fact, the draft excise policy that was prepared, that was in consultation with the South Group, favoring the South Group in particular. That's the allegation that has been leveled. So all this while you have had Arvind Kejriwal as well as his party colleagues essentially saying that there is no role that he had to play because the excise department did not come under the purview of the Chief Minister. Here, the Enforcement Directorate has basically countered, saying that there were meetings that actually took place in the national capital. His point person in particular was Vijay Nair. While he's tried to distance himself from Vijay Nair, Enforcement Directorate in the counter affidavit goes on to indicate that there was a meeting in a luxury hotel that took place not very far away from the Chief Minister's residence, where the South Group lobby members were present, and they had given certain suggestions as far as what the excise policy could essentially look like, and that was also incorporated. And there were a meeting that took place with C. Arvind, who happens to be the then private secretary of Manish Sisodia, who met at the Chief Minister's residence. Now, if you go through some of the statements that have been recorded so far, this has already been reported largely when Arvind Kejriwal was in the custody of the Enforcement Directorate, but once again indicating the fact that it is Arvind Kejriwal who himself said that he absolutely has no problem if he spends time within the custody of the Enforcement Directorate, because he's willing to cooperate with the agency. That too has been quoted in the counter affidavit that has been filed by the Enforcement Directorate. But the way forward here right now, Abhishek, is that whether at all the Central Bureau of Investigation will step in, because right now with Arvind Kejriwal being sent to judicial custody, it basically paves a way for the legal counsel of Arvind Kejriwal to perhaps move the bail plea, which could actually come up for hearing once again. Now, this is is based on the challenge that was filed by Arvind Kejriwal with regards to the arrest, number one, and secondly with regards to the Enforcement Directorate's custody, where the court had basically not granted any interim relief to Arvind Kejriwal, but had also asked the Enforcement Directorate to file the counter affidavit, which is exactly what has happened now. And this matter has been posted for hearing, so it remains to be seen whether at all this will actually be clubbed with the bail plea that is likely to also come up for hearing, if at all the Central Bureau of Investigation does not seek further custody of Arvind Kejriwal.
Okay, but does that mean, Shravan, that the developments that have taken place today in the liquor gate vis-a-vis the bail of Sanjay Singh, that's going to have any impact or actually no impact on the ongoing proceedings insofar as other accused are concerned?
Well, that's a very pertinent point, but let me just try and bring out the difference here. If you actually juxtapose this case vis-a-vis the bail plea that was heard by the court with regards to the then Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, and the reason why he hasn't been granted bail and why exactly perhaps Sanjay Singh has been granted bail. First of all, the Supreme Court here essentially says that this should not be seen as a precedent. The reason why the Enforcement Directorate has not countered the bail plea that was filed by Sanjay Singh is only primarily because, remember, he is a cog in the wheel, in particular with regards to the kickbacks allegedly received by the Aam Aadmi Party. But there is a larger role that has been played by several other characters, particularly Manish Sisodia, Satyendra Jain and the Delhi Chief Minister. That is the reason why, remember, so far there's been no relief that has been granted to Manish Sisodia or Satyendra Jain. So much so, the courts have come down heavily, saying that, prima facie there is enough evidence against Manish Sisodia as well as Satyendra Jain. It's very different in the case of Sanjay Singh, because here, in the case of Sanjay Singh, remember, his role has not come up with regards to the draft excise policy, but largely with regards to the alleged movement of the proceeds of crime. That is the kickbacks that were allegedly received, to which the Enforcement Directorate says that the trial is already underway, and right now they do not have a problem if at all he is granted bail. On the other hand, with regards to Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain, they've been arguing that if at all they've been granted bail, then there is a high possibility that they could influence the witnesses in this particular case. That is the reason why, you haven't really seen any sort of relief that has been given. With regards to Arvind Kejriwal, remember, here the Enforcement Directorate is calling him the kingpin. And they say that he was directly in touch with K. Kavita and a few others, while Arvind Kejriwal has clearly stated that, these are allegations, mere allegations without any corroborative proof that has been put across by the agencies. And the bigger question that remains, whether at all the Enforcement Directorate has been able to identify the money trail, because that is the most important and the crucial aspect of this entire investigation. What we are given to understand is that the Enforcement Directorate maintains that the money trail has been established by way of the fact that Hawala transactions have taken place and the fact that they've identified the Hawala operators too,
Shravan.
and the money has already been utilized during the Goa elections.
Right, Shravan, that's a very important differentiation that you bring out about how Sanjay Singh has been treated, or what is his role vis-a-vis the role of others, including Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, the former Deputy Chief Minister, of course, and the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, and that's going to have a bearing on how the case moves forward from here, and not the bail per se of Sanjay Singh. Also remember, the court observed that this does not in any manner affect the merits of the case or does not set any kind of precedent. On that note, thank you so much, Shravan, for joining us. We move on, but stay with the Aam Aadmi Party story in Delhi. Minister Atishi made huge revelation earlier in the day, saying BJP wants to arrest 4 more AAP ministers and topple the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi. She also went on to say that the BJP asked her to join the party and warned the ED action if she refused to, or was warned of ED action if she refused to join them. Listen into her claims made earlier in the day through a press conference.
ये इरादा है कि आने वाले 2 महीने में लोकसभा चुनाव से पहले वो आम आदमी पार्टी के 4 और नेताओं को गिरफ्तार करने वाले हैं। मुझे ये कहा गया कि या तो मैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी ज्वाइन कर लूं, अपना पॉलिटिकल करियर बचा लूं, अपना पॉलिटिकल करियर बढ़ा लूं, और अगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी नहीं ज्वाइन करी तो आने वाले 1 महीने में ईडी द्वारा मुझे गिरफ्तार कर लिया जाएगा। प्रिवेंशन ऑफ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एक्ट में हर विपक्ष के मुख्यमंत्री के ऊपर केस कर दो, उसके बाद उसे गिरफ्तार कर दो और फिर कहो कि संवैधानिक संकट पैदा हो गया है, इस्तीफा दो वरना हम राष्ट्रपति शासन लगाएंगे। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पास विपक्ष की सरकारें गिराने का क्या है? दिल्ली में भी अरविंद केजरीवाल की गिरफ्तारी का यही असली कारण है।
Meanwhile, the BJP has denied Atishi's claims and hit back at the Delhi minister. Listen in.
जो 9 बार ईडी का समन आने के बाद भी अरविंद केजरीवाल जांच में शामिल नहीं होते, ये वही अरविंद केजरीवाल है जो कहते थे इस कुर्सी पर कोई भी बैठता है वो भ्रष्ट हो जाता है। वो उन्होंने सच करके दिखाया, भ्रष्ट हो गए, वो कट्टर बेईमान हो गए। ये कितने झूठे लोग हैं जो झूठ बोलकर वोट तो पाए लेकिन भ्रष्टाचार करके मलाई भी खाई, अब जेल भी खा रहे हैं।
आज तक जो विषय है शराब घोटाला, एक्साइज घोटाला, उस पर तो कुछ जवाब दिया ही नहीं सीधा। हर चीज़ पे भाजपा पे वार कर देंगे, कोई मिथ्या बात कह देंगे, कोई गलत आरोप लगा देंगे। इससे कहीं ना कहीं जनता के मन में भी प्रश्न उठ रहा है, क्या क्यों जवाब नहीं दे पा रहे, क्या गलत किया इन्होंने जो घबरा रहे हैं।
थीव्स हैज बीन एक्सपोज्ड। जितने चोर हैं उनके पर्दे खुल चुके हैं। जब किंग पिन कह रहा है, इस पूरे घोटाले का सरगना कह रहा है कि ये लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं, इनको रिपोर्ट करते थे, इनसे पूछताछ होनी चाहिए, और फिर उसके बाद तुरंत आतिशी जी का चेहरा उड़ जाता है कोर्ट में।
और आज समझ में आ रहा है क्यों लिया, क्योंकि हो सकता है कि अपने किए कारनामों के लिए बलि का बकरा वो ढूंढ रहे हैं। इसीलिए आप देखिए ना, पहले कोर्ट में बयान देते हैं कि कई मंत्री मेरे घर आते हैं, खुसुर फुसुर करते हैं, मुझे क्या पता वो क्या करते हैं, किसी और को बलि का बकरा बनाना। और ये तो उनकी पुरानी आदत है। इनकी पार्टी जब शुरू हुई तो जब अन्ना हजारे से लेकर के तमाम नेताओं को इन्होंने धोखा दे दिया, इनको एक प्रकार से किनारे कर दिया और उन पर ही दोष मढ़ के उन्हें अलग कर दिया, तो ये तो पुरानी तरकीब है अरविंद केजरीवाल की।